Hello YouTube artists, I'm Kelly Hernig and welcome to In the Studio. Today is the third part of the Monday Minis on water control, and this is about paper. Here I have Fabriano Artistico 100% cotton. Here I have Fabriano Studio paper and 25% cotton. Both of these are hot press. And then I have B from Walmart where it's 0% cotton, and this is cold press. I just wanted to show you a variety of different papers. So for me, this is my favorite, the 25% cotton. I do not like 100% cotton, and you'll see why. Remember, my paint is drier and I have a hard time filling the space before it is dry. So I've just got my regular palette here, and I'm gonna, for this purpose, be using the Princeton Aqua Elite, the 8 round, because that's normally what I use. So for this one, I'm going to put water down on my lunar blue. Remember, this is not how I do it, but I want to show you how it works with a lot of water and minimal water. Okay, for my brush, I'm going to dip into my water and I'm going to blot once. So I don't know if you remember, but I just blot the tip of it just to take a little bit of the water off. And then I'm going to go into this juicy bit, and I'm going to the 100% cotton first. I'm trying to fill the circular shape. And you can see that it's just not flowing quite nice. And this is what I don't like about cotton paper, is it makes me work too hard. And you saw my paint was kind of juicy there. But again, I'm trying to fill the shape. So now I have a decent shape, but now I've got to kind of make it all a little more even, and you can see I'm struggling with that. I'm gonna splash, because I splash on everything, so I want to make sure that we're doing fair examples. What you're gonna notice is this one is going to have the less amount of splashes. That's because cotton has a tendency to even out things. So as you put it down and splash, it's kind of taking the water and spreading it evenly. So now I'm doing the same to this 100% cotton. And this hot press is much smoother, so you can see that the paint's actually sitting on top. It's letting me move a little more easily. However, it's not soaking in. So this Fabriano Studio paper, which is hot press, the water kind of sits on top of it, and if you don't like blooms, you will not like this paper for painting. Again, I'm going to come back and try to smooth it out here, just like I did the other one. And I'm going to splash. You'll instantly see the splashes. Do you see all the little marks? See, there's still not any. Now this is cold press paper. Again, I'm going to rinse my brush, blot it the one time, go into here. I usually use cold press paper, because I like the texture. This is a really inexpensive brand from Walmart. However, I really like it. I like it for color swatches and practice, because you get a lot on the paper pad. And I'll have everything down below. And this is a little wonky circle here. But you can see I've gotten an even more even tone on that one. I'm going to splash. Again, you can see how the splashes work. Most people, when they're using the cotton paper, they will wet the space first. So I'm just going to wet my shape. And I don't know if you can see this, but the paper is actually absorbing the water quite quickly. So here's me putting it down Do you see the shine for half of a minute? Look at it, it's hardly wet. I'm going to go ahead and put paint now. I still didn't get an even coat. And I'm going to splash. So I'm going to do one more here. This time I'm going to wet the circle, same way as I did it, the one above it. I'm going to let it absorb into the paper. So that means I'm just letting it soak down just a little bit more. And it really feels dry already. What I'm going to do now is wet it again. And what this is doing is now letting the water kind of sit on the top. And now I'm going to take my color. And you can see that it's going to let me spread it a little more evenly. And now I'm going to splash. Now, one of the things with the hot press paper, I'm going to take kind of a juicy mix here. So I'm just going to fill this in with a juicy mix. And what happens on this paper is because the water and the paint sits on the surface for quite a long time before being absorbed. Remember, this is hot press paper, 25% cotton in it. If you paint with juicy watercolors, and this is not really juicy, I'm going to add a little more paint in a minute here. Okay, if you paint with juicier mixes like this, and I'm going to splash, what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot more blooms because it is sitting on top where this is absorbed. The 100% cotton is absorbed right away. This kind of sits on top. But now with the 100% cotton, I'm going to give it a juicy layer as well. I find that the texture helps distribute this water and paint ratio a lot better. Going to pick up more paint so that I can distribute it. See how it's smoother in the way that it looks. For me, I get the smoothest application on the cold press paper. Even though this is 0% cotton, I like this texture the best. Let me splash. Now we're just going to do kind of a line. I'm going to get juicy watercolor there. I want to see how each reacts. Just going to let it dry naturally. And you'll see that this is kind of flattening it out you'll see that this one shows the streaks, and this one for me levels things off a little better. And that's why I really prefer cold press watercolor paper. When you are trying a test like this for yourself, I really want you to use the papers that you have laying around. Like, try one that is like the Canson XL, more of a mixed media paper. Try this paper. It's a really cheap paper, but I like the way that it applies color. I like Fabriano Studio is my favorite paper in cold press, and I'm starting to really like the hot press as well. But those are things that, you know, I've been painting now for, I don't know, 7 years maybe, consistently for the last 3 years. And it has really made a difference learning the paper and understanding what it will do and what it won't do for you. So my challenge with cotton paper is I can never get it even. I can never make it work hard enough for me because I don't use a lot of water. Remember, my brush is pretty empty with water and paint. It's more like this because I like the lighter washes. So let me bring this up so that you can see the 3 of them together maybe. Okay, so the first washes, remember, those were just straight on the paper. I'll push them closer together. So you've got the 100% on the left-hand side going to 0% cotton on the right-hand side. And you can see my splashes. Look at the splashes on the first one. You can barely see them because remember, cotton paper levels things out. And then you've got the 2 splashes on the other sides. This one now, remember, I wet the cotton side once, trying to get it a little smoother. But again, I had it there, but it's not as deep as the other ones because the cotton for me smoothed it out, while the other ones let it be more expressive with my splashes. And for this one right here, remember, we wet it twice and then we filled it, and I'm still not happy with it. And these are just the swaths of color. And you can see how the cotton let it kind of even out. This one here by my thumb, that's the hot press, and you can see there's kind of standing puddles. And then the cold press evened out for me the way that I like it. So this is just another thing to play because this is a huge component of water control. And for me, it is the hardest challenge because there are so many papers out there and you like to try them all. I know when I first started watercolor, I tried, 15 papers, and some I liked and some I didn't, and I was able to pass them along to friends if I didn't like them. However, as I grew and tried things more on a routine basis, some of those papers that I initially liked, I really didn't like. So I kept trying and trying and trying. And that's where I ended up on the Fabriano Studio paper because it was the most consistent for me and it worked with my style of painting, which is a big thing to consider too with water control, is how are you applying your water? How much water are you putting on your paint? What is your paint load look like? You know, mine is very scarce. Is yours very heavy? Brushes, paint, and paper. Those are the 3 things you need to consider for water control. If you haven't seen the first 2 water control videos, I have a playlist called Monday Minis, and they are episode 1, 2, and 3. So I hope you've gained a little more clarity into water control. And if you had a light bulb moment today, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. As always, thanks so much for watching.